Many of us picture crystal clear oceans, sunny skies, and warm, sandy beaches when we imagine enjoying a vacation on an island. But not every island is the same. Some of them are located right off the coast, and many more are found scattered throughout the far reaches of the large oceans of the planet, like a clump of tiny towns on a huge, empty plain. With frequent views of the water, island scenery is highly beautiful, and the weather may be both lovely and unpredictable. Some islands are in fact downright weird. So, the thought of actually putting together a list of the top 12 strangest islands in the world came to mind. If you want to be stunned and amazed, watch this video to the end, subscribe to the channel, grab some snacks, and let's go. 12. Socotra Island, Yemen. The Yemeni island of Socotra, which rises from the Indian Ocean off the shores of Yemen and Somalia, is a place that is almost as strange as its bordering countries are violent. The Socotran environment is dominated by the Hagir Mountains, which rise to a height of 5,000 feet, 1,525 meters. It is exceedingly arid and resembles a scene from a Dr. Seuss book. Due to the island's high endemism level and isolation since it broke off from Africa more than 250 million years ago, the flora and wildlife are unique. 11. Vulcan Point, Philippines. A small rocky island within main crater lake known as Vulcan Point Island, or simply Vulcan Point, was previously covered in vegetation prior to the 2020 eruption, but still survived. It is one of the few islands and waters of islands around the world, the largest of which being an unnamed island on Canada's Victoria Island. It protrudes from the ground beneath main crater lake, which was all that was left of the original crater floor before the lake filled it in. 10. Clipperton Island, Pacific Ocean. Uninhabited French island named Clipperton Island is located in the eastern Pacific Ocean, 1,300 miles, 2,090 kilometers, southwest of Mexico and 2,900 miles, 1,800 kilometers, west of Panama. It is a spherical coral atoll, 2 square miles, with a peninsula that rises to a height of 70 feet and is topped by a demolished lighthouse from the 19th century. Most of the atoll is just 10 feet high. Low scrub, swaths of wild tobacco, and a few coconut groves makes up the vegetation. It was recognized as a U.S. national monument and was given the name John Clipperton after the English mutineer and pirate who made the island his base in 1705. Although being annexated by France in 1855, the island was protected by the Guano Act, 1856. 9. GAIOLA Island, Italy. The calamities endured by its numerous owners are legendary on this mysterious-looking island. It is made up of 2 large rocks joined by a tiny stone arch bridge and is located close off Italy's northwestern coast. It's an amazing and uncommon sight when viewed from the water. This supposedly cursed island is now deserted and is known for causing accidents, mental sickness, and early deaths in the owner's family. Additionally, individuals who have visited the island are said to have never returned in either their living or deceased forms. 8. Big Major Cay, Bahamas. Pig Beach is the first in the Bahamas and is located on Big Major Cay, sometimes known as Pig Island. One of the many islands in the Exumas, an area of the Bahamas with some of the Caribbean's purest water, is Big Major Cay. Besides the 20 or so pigs who live there, Big Major Cay is deserted. Pig Island has possible hotel possibilities nearby and is close to Staniel Cay and Fowl Cay. However, you can only access the island by boat because it is uninhabited. For larger families, it might get pricey because renting a boat is necessary. 7. Isla, Peru. These unusual floating islands are Lake Titicaca's main draw, and they are only 4.3 miles, 7 kilometers, east of Puno. Their design distinguishes them from others. The buoyant tadora reeds that abound in the lake's shallows were used exclusively to make them. These reeds are intertwined with the UROS people's lives. On 62 man-made islands in Lake Titicaca that form an archipelago about 5 kilometers, 3 miles, from Puno, Peru's port, some 1,200 UROS continue to dwell, according to a 2011 census. 3810 meters, 12,500 feet, above sea level is the lake's astounding altitude. 6. Palm Islands, Dubai. It's a strong claim, but Dubai's Palm Islands might be among the most bold megaprojects the nation has ever done. The largest man-made islands in the world and frequently referred to as the eighth wonder of the world, Dubai's Palm Islands get their name from the shape of a palm tree that was created artificially. The Palm Islands of Dubai are home to tens of thousands of opulent apartments and villas, 60 opulent hotels, and a number of marinas. The islands were built from reclaimed land and are now a well-liked vacation spot in the Emirate of Dubai. The world's biggest man-made archipelago is visible from orbit, yet despite their name and appearance, the islands lack any actual palms. 5. Deer Island, New York. One of the 1,000 islands in America is called Deer Island. In the St. Lawrence River, in the town of Alexandria, near to Alexandria Bay, New York, it is situated halfway between mainland Canada and the United States. It serves as a retreat for the Skull and Bones cult and is wholly owned by the Russell Trust Association. Several Canadian and American tour boats that travel the area waterways can provide a close-up view of the island, which is close to Bolt Castle. There is a modest lodge on the island's southern corner, and the ground is heavily overgrown. White pine, black oak, hemlock, and sugar maple, which makes up the majority of the island's native trees and much of the surrounding area, are typical of the Canadian Shield. Like most of Skull and Bones, it is unclear whether Deer Island's fall is an indication of the organization's declining riches and influence or rather a cunningly disseminated disinformation campaign to make it seem less devious. 4. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. Between the canals of Xochimilco, just south of Mexico City, is a little island with a somber history that was never meant to be a popular tourist attraction. Isla de las Muñecas is the name of the island of the Dolls. Don Julian Santana Barrera once owned the Island of the Dolls, which is populated by dolls that are strung from trees and buildings that are coated in cobwebs and insects. When dolls began to surface erratically on the island in the 1950s, the location was given that nickname. It is dedicated to the lost spirit of a helpless young woman who suffered an untimely death under peculiar circumstances. Santana Barrera saw a little girl drown in a river and dived in after her, but couldn't reach her in time. Reportedly, Julian blamed himself for her death and was overcome with grief for the rest of his life. Afterward, he started collecting dolls, and eventually an entire island was populated with abandoned and broken dolls. 3. Tashirojima Island, Japan. Off the coast of Ishinomaki City in the center of Miyagi Prefecture is the tiny, rural island of Tashirojima. Tashirojima, sometimes known as Cat Island, is home to several hundred felines who are pampered and revered by the humans who live there. Since being introduced to the island to assist with pest management around the silkworm farms, the cats have multiplied to the point where they now outweigh the elderly population of people living there by almost 4 to 1. 2. Snake Island, Brazil. A small island, Ilha de Queimada Grande, sometimes referred to as Snake Island, is located off the coast of Brazil's southeast. The area, which is a part of the state of São Paulo, is famous for its diversity of landscapes, including a tiny area of rainforest. The island is around 20 miles from the shore of the mainland, which is a sufficient distance for the snakes to avoid traveling to South America's mainland. That knowledge comes as a relief to many individuals considering how powerful the snake's poison is. 1. PALMERIA Atoll, Pacific Ocean. One of the northern line islands is Palmyra Atoll, often known as Palmyra Island. Palmyra appears to be the stereotypical representation of a paradise island in the tropics. It is actually an atoll, a ring-shaped collection of tiny coral islets that are heavily overgrown with tropical vegetation. There is no cloud in the sky, lush jungle interior, and an abundance of colorful aquatic life on the reef. But Palmyra is covered with an odd air. The island's coastlines have seen a number of terrible accidents over the decades, too many to be coincidental, leaving a strange and unpleasant environment. Numerous odd and often unexplainable events kept occurring in Palmyra. One time, a patrol plane was flying over the island when it suddenly dropped out of the sky. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification icon, so you'll be notified when we drop another video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.